MTN faces R74 billion lawsuit amid allegations of Iranian bribery, South African court's jurisdiction in question, by Satori News. The blooming telecom industry and the intricate web of international business dealings are currently under intense scrutiny in South Africa as a legal battle worth R74 billion unfolds between the South African mobile giant MTN and the Turkish-based East Asian Consortium EAC. The core of this dispute hinges on grave allegations against MTN involving foreign bribery and the legal decision of whether the case can be pursued within the South African judicial framework. Lawyers representing EAC presented their case before the Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloemfontein, emphasizing the necessity for South African courts to take hold of the matter, warning that without this jurisdiction, the allegations might fall through the legal cracks, leaving no room for recourse or justice. EAC's lawsuit against MTN appears to have a sinewy narrative centered on claims that MTN secured a lucrative tender to operate a mobile network license in Iran by purportedly bribing Iranian officials. The shroud of these allegations encapsulates significant sums and implicates MTN in acts of corruption on foreign soil, posing a deep moral and judicial conundrum. The Bloemfontein court now stands at a legal crossroad, tasked with deciding whether South Africa holds authority to adjudicate this affair. EAC's relentless pursuit for justice has seen the lawsuit migrate to South African courts in 2013, after unsuccessful attempts in the United States based on jurisdictional grounds. MTN, in contrast, has maintained its stance that the allegations tied to the Iranian dealings should be considered and resolved under Iranian jurisdiction, potentially evading a trial in a South African context. The legal skirmish had surged to a critical juncture last year when the matter was dissected in the South Gauteng High Court. The decision handed down did MTN a favor by dismissing the application comprehensively, along with an imposition of costs. The court's conclusion leaned heavily on the premise that Iranian laws were pertinent and had applicable reach, thus deeming South African courts unfit for judgment. The impasse raises profound questions about the bounds of legal jurisdictions and corporate accountability, problems exacerbated by the global nature of today's markets. It also shines a spotlight on the mechanisms of justice within South Africa, challenging the nation's courts to assess their global jurisdictional reach. As the Supreme Court of Appeal delves into the intricacies of the case, the broader implications for South Africa's image on the international stage, as well as its internal judicial coherence, loom large. The decision will not only affect the two primary parties, but will also signal to multinationals operating within the South African sphere the extent to which their overseas activities may be accountable under South African law. With tension mounting, the eyes of the legal and business communities will be fixated on the court's imminent decision. The potential R74 billion legal repercussion for MTN and the ethical undercurrent of the case make this not just a corporate duel, but also a high-stakes moral saga waiting to unfold. Thank you for choosing Satori News.